1 second. Oh, on my end, it's still preparing. Okay.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. Let's stand for the pledge, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Janet, you want to come forward? Sure. Yeah. I'm shielded from you no matter where.
I know. One thing is just sitting there.
Have a seat. Okay, and then, the reason I put the county administrator on the items for discussion, we had been approached by one of our directors that would possibly be interested. And I wanted to hear from the other two commissioners, and I don't know how you feel, Vicki, but it seems like we had just got the administrative role going, and then unfortunately Jean resigned. But one thing that he did say to me was, you know, it was a little more than what he had anticipated when we set the job description up, and I think it was only going to be like 20% of his job duties, I think. So I guess my question is, you know, if the commissioners are still interested in pursuing this, if we want to consider, I mean, we had such a brief time of it, and then unfortunately, you know, CARES, you know, took up the majority of his time. I don't think we really had a chance to really feel the true benefit of a county administrator. What do you think, Vicki?
I'm not sure at this point.
Okay. Yeah.
I didn't, you know what? I did not get an agenda where, I mean, I got what Todd emailed, but was I supposed to get an agenda also? Because I didn't know county administrator was on this.
Yeah, I emailed it to you, and I think the packet, I made you a packet.
Oh, well, I didn't know that because I didn't hear anything. So I thought this was just a facilities meeting. I didn't realize it was other things. So I didn't come in to get the packet. How many pages is it, Julie?
Oh, it was just like 5.
Did you email it to me also or not?
Yes.
Okay, what day did you email it to me?
When did we do the?
It was
Probably Thursday, maybe Thursday or Friday.
The 28th.
28th, Vicki?
Oh, you know what? I see it. I see it. I see it. Okay, I'll just print it out. Because like I said, I wasn't prepared to talk about that.
Okay. Well, Tony's not here yet, but I think that the main thing is like I said, is get a feel from, I mean, Tony wouldn't realize the, you know, the benefit of having the administrator. I know I talked to Chris Maduri yesterday, and he said that he thinks we should doing it full time, separate from the director position. But there again, I don't know. If that is enough. Every county has to structure differently. Oh. We were just getting started, Tony, so you're good.
Last morning in my office on Tuesdays.
We were talking about the county administrator position because I think I shared with you and Vicki a letter of interest in it, and I had told the person at the time that, you know, we haven't even really put it on our radar, and we were just talking about, you know, we didn't really see the true value of it because it was so short term, and then it seems like it was really encumbered with the CARES because that was the top priority at the time. And so I don't know, Tony, if you've had a chance to think about it. Vicki, you said you're not interested in it at this time?
I'm not interested in the discussion on it at this time, but I mean, you two obviously discuss it. I'll listen.
Vicky didn't see her packet that was sent to us on
Okay.
Tuesday, so she was not prepared.
I've had over the last few years, adverse thought process as county administrator. As I've got prepared for this job, I started seeing the benefit of it. The person that did send the letter of interest, when I interviewed him as department director, I thought there's a good possibility. But I have no problem tabling this right now, so we can discuss it. I actually, because we can't meet, two of us can't meet to really discuss things. The county administrator if used properly, is an awesome conduit for the commission. And I think there's a tremendous amount of merit for it. So I've had my mind changed over the last year about a county administrator. So I believe it would be beneficial for us to really consider it as a viable part of our existence. But if we need to table that today, Vicky or Sabrina.
Yeah, and we can, like I said, the only reason I even put it on today's agenda is I just wanted to be able to respond back to the person that I shared with you, had a letter of interest. And really, we just have not got to that discussion yet. But as we do, the other thing would be is, obviously, the last time we opened it up to our directors. But again, that is going to depend on how we're going to structure it going forward, because there was some issues with trying, to have the administrator also be a department head, but there again, I know when I discussed it with Gene, he gave some points. He said it was way more than he anticipated because he thought it was just going to be 20%. And that's what I was thinking. He was just going to be someone here to help, facilitate be like a conduit to us in case we had a discussion because we can't meet one-on-one. Also someone to help with the directors and stuff because we're not always here if there's issues. But it took a whole new life of its own. And like I said, he spearheaded the task force with three of our other directors, and it just became very involved, way more than he had anticipated, and it really took him away from his actual director duties. So
If we're going to have an administrator, they have to be dedicated to the commissioners. I don't think you can be a director anyplace else in the county and do the proper job that.
I agree with that. If we're going to have a county commissioner, that should be a full-time job.
Administrator.
Yes.
Yeah, it has to be, because they would be pulled in different directions. The way it was explained to us at last year, it makes tremendous amount of sense, but they can't do both. It's an impossibility.
I will tell you, based on data that I collected from the CCAO, out of 47 counties that have a county administrator, who are full-time, and 14 are part-time. And it's part-time administrators.
or
There were 2 that were loss control coordinators.
yeah.
So we are
Pretty much
full-time.
to get to help the commissioners do their job the proper way, and that's what they're really here for, is to do that. Yeah, I think it has to be.
I think the idea was when Gene was selected, it was going to be a part-time. He was going to kind of lay some ground rules and everything as to what a county commissioner, how they could help us, because we got a lot of pushback about having one. However, people in office that did have one, even a couple of the townships, were very well for it. They said it was very beneficial.
Mhm.
Like I said, Vicki, I was totally against it for quite a while until I actually started looking into what they did. And it would be beneficial.
And again, we all three have to be on board as far as our expectations too. And that was always an issue in the past with us having, because for our side, a medium-sized county, it's very unusual that we don't have one. And at the same point in time, everyone had different perceptions and we just never seemed to have got there. And then we got there, right? And I think Jean had said Kathleen eventually told him that it would become full-time. He was sort of like our pilot, getting, the groundwork laid, and then eventually he thought it would become full-time, so.
Well, we could consider maybe getting somebody, or one or two of the people that are county administrators to come in and talk to us on what their job actually entails and what they truly do. Because it sounds to me, like I said, a couple years ago, it sounded ridiculous until I started talking to a couple of them. It'd be great for them to tell us how they interact with their commissioners versus us trying to reinvent the wheel.
Yeah,
Get a feel for what they do.
Yes.
yeah, that would probably be a good work session, Dave. We could
Yes.
set something up.
We had Dave Ruler come last time and talk to us. One of the trustees in Franklin Township talked to me. I don't think he came before the board, but I think that'd be a good idea for you to hear some of the things, Tony, that Dave Ruler.
Was he a county
Say.
administrator?
Pardon me?
Was he
He's
a
a city.
city administrator?
Mhm.
Yes.
But we also have, we have other administrators, like I know Janet from Ashtabula. I know Jaga has like 1.5. They have a full-time and a part-time administrator. At least they did at one
Yeah, I think they
point.
just have one now, full-time.
And I know Stark County.
Because David Lear is the one that Janet Esposito and Joanne Townsend both like. And he no longer does that job right now.
No, he retired.
Yes, and he would be, but he's around. He might be a good person to talk to as well. But
And then we have, Janet from Ashtabula, we have Jaga County, and then, Stark County.
that'd be great.
Have one. Because, and what you'll find is they all function differently, because again, it's all the expectation of the board. Chris Maduri, and I think you have it in here, Janet, do you have the revised code as to what, yeah, see, this is actually the powers and the duties that we can assign to the county administrator.
I know, it sounds like at least with the Stark County, like their department directors report to the county administrator, and then the administrator reports to the commission. Not.
Right, and then the county,
They meet with them.
yeah, and the county administrator speaks to all three commissioners and gets their ideas and runs them by the other two, so to see if.
Mhm. Which would be good.
Is there a
Because we're-
time frame that you would like to meet with some of these county administrators?
Probably within the next few months or so. Doesn't sound like we're in a big rush right now. Like I said, it wasn't even on our radar until we received a letter of interest.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh yeah.
He would
I
be
mean,
a
we're
good
so
one.
busy trying to fill other things and get things going. That's why I wanted to put it on the agenda today, just so that I could get back
Yep.
to the one person. And like I said, in the past, we had it to where, the current directors could apply. So those are all things that we'll have to figure out.
Why did you guys do that? Why was just our directors?
Because, at the time, it's really hard to bring in a new boss that other people have to train.
Well,
And-
part-time.
And yeah, and it was a timing thing, and like I said, it was a pilot program, we've never had one, so we thought we would, unless there was resistance for us to hire a full-time. People still want to be able to get to us, they don't want to have, a screening through an administrator, and so it's all a perception thing too. And so, we'll have to make sure that we craft that so that they understand. It's more to help us with some administrative things, not necessarily bring on a fourth commissioner. Because they did have, not necessarily an administrator, but what was Deb Masnick? She was like,
Yeah, her title was
Executor,
but she was, I think she was chief administrator, or whatever her title was, but she didn't hold the.
Any position.
Yeah,
She wasn't appointed
yeah, the power
Yeah.
and duties.
to
of
be the
this.
ORC, you know.
Yeah.
okay,
Well, it took me 3 years to think it was a good idea.
yeah. Well, like I said, it's a good idea only if we're all three on
Right.
board as far as how we envision it. And that's the people that have administrators, the downside is if you have a county administrator that's loyal to one commissioner over another, or think that they only work, we gotta make sure that they understand that.
Right.
And then we have to have our vision clear to give them direction, as well as share that with our directors who are so used to, having easy access to us, which they still can, but now they would have someone to go to first before us. So, okay, so Janet, you're gonna look about seeing when we could get some of those scheduled.
Yes.
Vicki, are you okay with that then? To
Yeah.
possibly get it scheduled to have a couple of administrators come and talk to us?
Sure.
Okay. All right, well, thank you very much.
Am I allowed to give you a quick update on the water resource worker posting?
Absolutely.
I just wanted to know, because as of Thursday afternoon, we did receive applications. Altogether, there were nine people interested in the position. But like I said, last Thursday, some of them just applied through Indeed. We didn't make an application or follow the full application process. So from that pool, there were two, but only one person met the criteria. That only one person had the Ohio professional engineer's license. So only one person in each grade that was qualified. So, I don't know if you want to look at that person's application.
Yes.
Or you.
Sure.
Okay. I just want to give you a quick update, because we did get that late Thursday.
Wow.
So I will forward the application to you and let me know.
Yeah, that sounds good.
All right.
So, but you had 9 people apply, but only one person really met the qualifications.
Yeah, and honestly, yeah, because out of the 9, we had 7 just completed an application on Indeed. Set for Indeed, but only 2 people actually filled out an application. But I looked at everybody's resume. Yeah.
Nobody
there
was
was
asked.
one person.
Janet, what are they applying for? I didn't get what are they applying for?
Water resource director position?
Oh, okay. We're not advertising this week though, right? Or we are?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought we were going to skip a week. We didn't?
She missed that. It came in after our meeting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Last Thursday, the application.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So any other updates? And John's all set? Or
I think,
interim?
Yeah, I don't think he's back yet.
I was just gonna ask you, when is that?
Isn't it supposed to be this week, like
Yeah.
He's
today
gonna
or
try.
tomorrow? Yeah.
He's gonna try.
Okay. We can touch base with him, just to make sure, see if there's anything that he needs us to help with, or,
Yeah, because I asked him when he thought he'd be back, but obviously, he didn't really know,
okay,
based on how he was feeling.
maybe just touch base with him, make sure he's okay.
All right,
Thanks, Janet.
Thank you.
All right.
Thanks, Janet.
Thanks, Vicki.
All right.
Thank you.
Do you want to see if Joanne can come up
Okay,
for facilities?
Call Joanne and we can either recess or.
yeah, because she's in a conference. Right?
Oh, that's
Right,
right.
right.
You know what? I forgot. We're gonna have to recess because, yeah, she had a conference call at 9. I'll probably go a half hour. So let's go ahead and just recess
Okay.
until 9:45.
Do you need a motion or? I
I'll
don't know.
second that motion.